Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program Ascent. Jebediah is just doing an EVA to check out his spacecraft before he goes back to Kerbin, before we leave. We are currently in orbit around Minmus. You can see Minmus right here. There's Jeb, loving it. You can see Kerbin in the background. Oh, here comes our ship. Just checking out the solar panels. And I'm thinking we may go ahead and get all the experiments. I think we may have already gotten them. But let's see. Ooh, he got hit by that door. Let's see if we've got all the data from there. Yeah, we have, and he can't run it from out here. So, we are currently orbiting Minmus. I grabbed a couple of more biomes that he was going over. So I believe we're ready to go back home now. Let's get him around here, get him on board. And we could head for home. It'll probably take us 4 or 5 days to get there, I believe. Maybe 9. I just don't remember how many days it takes. I don't think it's going to work. I'll try to get it. Oh, yep, it does. And board. So we've got the highlands, lowlands, midlands, great flats, greater flats, something like that. A lot of temperature. Sent back a lot. Here are all of our milestones that we've gotten. Let's go ahead and delete these while we are here. First flyby of the sun, entered orbit of the sun. That's those older missions that we had done. Gathered scientific data from the sun. We performed a spacewalk in orbit of Minmus. We saved, saved Kerbin, became part of it. Dadon, Saito, Rishi, Sanvan. We completed a contract. I may have done these offline. Oh, that's rescue. Here's the science data. Experimental data from space around Kerbin. Just a couple of little ones I picked up. Position. Yeah, I redid the position on that one. We rescued Typhal, Frozer, Almal, and all of them are now members of the space program. We did a position to satellite equatorial orbit of Kerbin, did that one. And let's see one more time here if we can do any EVAs. It's over the lowlands. Okay, so we are getting on board. And I've already got a burn set up to go home. We'll get it. We're going toward our periapsis right now, and we'll get it here in just a moment, I think. Let me speed up time here just a little bit. Yeah, we're going over the top here. If I stayed a little while, I might get the lesser flats here, but we'll come back out and land one day. Let's go on around to our burn. I would have liked to get the slopes right there. This is slopes, I'm almost certain. Let's try it one time before we go. I never got the slopes. And of course we're in lowlands. But right there are the slopes on Minmus. Okay, going on around. Periapsis. Air fuel. Our delta V is 1039. I can't remember. I haven't used any delta V since we got out here and got into this orbit. So a 67 meter burn will get us away from Minmus and in orbit of Kerbin. Two minutes. Okay, let's give us time to get in position here. We're going to turn SAS on. Alright, are you ready? We are going to be leaving. Where is... should be above us. I was looking for Minmus. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. And here we go. Burning for home. That should do it. We should be out. And let's see, we'll be out here. Oh, we'll be out here in 1 day. So it'll probably take us 9 days to fall to Kerbin. I could have lined that up. No, I couldn't either because the way the orbit was. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and F5 and save it because we got all those science experiments. Let's go on out to here. Hopefully we can use a lot of this fuel. Let's try it again. We were close, and so it takes a while. It's slow. Okay, waiting. Time warp slowing down. Now we are in orbit of Kerbin with our periapsis at 20 million. So we'll have to wait till we get here and then lower our... Let's see if we get a moon encounter that'll help. Ooh. Yep. No. That one will help. It's a 55 meter burn right there. And we'll encounter it again. So 55 meters per second gets us in that orbit right there around the moon. So we'll go ahead and do that one. We will burn that because we're going to use a lot less just using the moon. We're going to fall. We're going to come around the backside of Kerbin and we're going to meet the moon right here. And it's going to throw us, gravity assist will throw us into a smaller, a better orbit around Kerbin. We have 967 meters to play with. So let's save that and go ahead and go up to the burn. Okay, we've got about an hour before we get here, so we will warp to the maneuver node. Uh-oh. Hope I didn't change it. 56. We want to be in a retrograde orbit here, so we'll have Jebediah hold a retrograde maneuver. I'm going to be there in, it's only a 5-second burn, so speed up time manually here. One minute. 30 seconds. 20. 10. Right, there we go. Holding in retrograde. 5-second burn. Here we go. Okay, that shot us out, so we need to burn a little bit more. Ooh, there it is, but we'll correct that one. I can turn around and go just a little bit and get us back into that good orbit. There we go. That's going to be our next orbit. Make sure we're facing the before we warp. I forgot Jeb's trying to hold. We're fighting Jebediah. We should have gotten all of our experiments and everything here. Let's go ahead and warp down to here. Take this little steps at a time so we don't mess nothing up. Jeb's a good pilot. We sure don't want to lose him on a re-entry. Now, falling from the, I didn't even look to see how long it would take us to get there. 2 days, yada, yada, yada. Okay, we're here. And we're just behind the moon. We're coming in behind the moon, but we're going to cut across the system, and we're going to meet the moon over here. And hopefully, that's a 321,000 meter encounter there. That's pretty awesome. It'll take us 2 days to get to there, and then this will feel like a burn from the moon. Let's F5 and save that. We'll go ahead and speed up time. Okay, there goes the moon. But we're going to come around and catch it. Getting closer and closer. 30 minutes. Okay. And we're going under the moon again. So remember the last time we went under the moon with Ronzor, I think he did some experiments. We won't really be close enough. We could get close enough, but we won't. We're going to come on around. Let's kind of watch this one. There is Kerbin. So that means the moon should be right above us. Out there somewhere. I can never find it. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. Yeah, it's right here. So we're going to go on under and around the moon. Here we go. We're looking at the back side of the moon right now. Kerbin would be looking at the other side. We're looking at the back side. Coming across its periapsis. Let's just have him. No, we've done it all. We've done it all. Yep. Okay, going on around. All the craters. Craters. Eventually there'll be a, oh, it's probably already happened, eclipse on Kerbin. Okay, we've came up so fast on this side of the moon that the moon's gravity has pulled us into a better orbit. So let's go ahead and get to that orbit. Okay. See what kind of orbit we were in. Now we've only used like 100 meters per second since leaving Minmus. See, we'll wait till we get here in an hour, and we'll fall from the moon. Oh, see, we hit that again, but 300,000. You want to get it down to about 45,000, maybe a little less. Okay, 46,000. Yeah, looking good. So we'll make that burn. Let's F5 and save it. It's 340 meters per second. We have 911. So when we get down there, we can slow down even more before we get there. Okay, we're facing the sun with the solar panels. That's good. 340 meters per second in an hour. Let's go ahead and go to that. 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and get set up on our maneuver node. Okay, we got 2 minutes until burn. Is this set to full? No, it wasn't. I didn't think so. I thought it was different. Let's see, the moon has already moved on off. Not sure where it's at. Have a minute to go. 15-second burn will leave on about 7 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, 7 seconds. And burn. Closing our orbit down. One meter per second left in that. 58. That's good enough. We're going to get down here and make another maneuver. So we're not coming in so fast. We'll F5 save it and just warp to that maneuver now. Yeah, there's our science. Oh, you know, we should have checked our science. I bet the batteries run down. I checked it. We do not have enough battery to sustain it. We're going to have to, the lab, the research laboratory, we're going to have to send up extra batteries or something. Let's see, we got 2 minutes until we get to here. So let's watch the periapsis. If we were to blow it out a little bit, but we'll slow down at the same time. And what we're doing essentially is just using some of our thrust to make just a better orbit. So we don't come in so hot. We'll go back down to, I don't know, 46. So we're using 336 meters per second. Let's see how much we have. We got 572, so let's get to our maneuver node. We'll make this 337, 36. We're going to close our orbit down here. We'll just go ahead and burn it down. Where does that put us? Puts us at 51. So now instead of falling from the height of the moon, we're just falling from 5 million meters out. We're going to come in on the dark side, and that's going to allow us to, I'm not sure where we'll end up. It's going to take us 56 minutes. It's going to take us an hour to get there. We might be close. So let's go ahead and F5 and save it. Speed up time until we get to the, well, to the atmosphere. As a matter of fact, before we go behind, we want to jettison this fuel and come in on our heat shield, which I hope the ablative heat shield is there. We have 200 of it. I was planning on falling from Minmus, so I used 200. Yeah, definitely F5 save it. We're going to turn off the antenna. We're going to jettison the engine. We'll still have 242 to use, but yeah, F5 save it, just in case it doesn't work. There we go. That will burn up in atmosphere. There's the ablative heat shield. And let's get ready to zoom on down. Jeb will go in behind the planet from the sun. We'll go on the dark side. And we're going to encounter the atmosphere here momentarily. $280. As soon as we get to 150, I think the planet loads in or something. There'll be a little stutter. That's Minmus debris. That's Jeb's debris we just ejected. Yep, there's the stutter at 150. Then we're going to have Jeb hold retrograde. And we're going to end up at 51,000 meters at altitude, I guess it was. What was it? 51. Yeah. Right there is Kerbal Space Center. I doubt we'll land this time. We'll probably go around one more time and then land. Let's go ahead and speed up the time until we get into the atmosphere at 70. There we go. And the music will stop. Sorry you can't see anything, but here we are in retrograde position. I'm pretty sure we took all of the data off here and stored it in here, so just in case any of that blows up, maybe we won't. And he does have a parachute, okay. Okay, here comes the fire heating effects. 31,000, that's like 5,000 miles an hour. 5,000 miles an hour. Let's see, 3,100. 6,000 miles an hour. 6,700. We're still falling. We're going to fall to 51, and then we'll start gaining altitude again. Jeb's holding retrograde for us. Let's take a look at our orbit. Our orbit is closing. Yeah, I should have went down to 45. That's okay, we're climbing again. We've crossed the periapsis. So we come in slow. That'll be all right. Our periapsis will have dropped. Should have dropped. Just kind of taking it slow until we get out of the atmosphere again. We can speed up time here just a bit until we get to 70. That's called aerobraking. You come in and just lightly hit the atmosphere and it slows you down. Now we're going to do this again. Let's be careful with our battery because we do not have battery anymore. So we're going to turn SAS off. We were losing battery there just a bit. We came through the atmosphere. We're going back out around Kerbin. We're slowing down, slowing down. We're still climbing. You can see here we're still climbing. And still climbing. How far were we out? Oh, we got a long way to go. Okay. I thought it was coming up pretty quickly. Got to get rid of that. Eventually that would crash down into Kerbin. I'll go like 45 next time or something. That was 51 was too high. I'd probably go 35. Okay, we're going to let him get back in a... When we get close enough, we'll turn the SAS back on and let him get holding retrograde for us. And hold retrograde. Go ahead and speed up time. We're entering atmosphere again. Comes the heating effects. The ablative heat shield, we've lost 50 of it the first time. Let's see how much we lose this time. Here goes the ablative heat shield. Let's pin that so we can watch it. We're down to 148. .142, and I'm watching whether or not we're climbing again, which we are right now. Crossed our periapsis. .134. Let's check out where we are in our orbit. Wow, we just never come down. 1 million. The next time we'll be at 50,000. Go ahead and speed up time. Down to 126. Looking for that magic number of 70, and then we could warp around again. There we go. So, oh yeah, we got to turn SAS off just to save a little battery. Go ahead and warp on around. Come down a little closer. SAS on. Hold retrograde. And we just entered the atmosphere. 122 on this. .121. We're down to 2,800 meters. Still pretty fast. 5,600 miles per hour. 111. 110. Watching this right here to see when we start going back up. And we just crossed our periapsis. We're now climbing, but we're still in the atmosphere, 50,000 meters. Slowing down quite a bit. Our periapsis will drop probably into the 48s by the time we get back out. Down less than 100 meters, or 100 ablative heat shield there. Go ahead and speed up time until we come out. See, we still have a little bit of resistance, so our orbit is still closing. Okay, turn SAS off. We'll speed up around the planet once more. We'll go out to 600,000. It's at 49 this time. Keeps getting lower and lower. I didn't realize it was going to take this long. But SAS on, hold retrograde. Speed up time, just a little bit of physics warp here. Starting to get hot now. I have no idea if that's going to drop below and we'll land this time or next. We're at 51, we're going to 49 something, I think. Now remember, we're just falling from the moon's height. So the ablative heat shield, I don't know about that. Just seems like we're using an awful lot of it. Slowing down to 2,500 meters per second. Looks like we're getting ready to start across the periapsis. There we go. Going across our periapsis. That's dropping to 343,000. I doubt it'll get down to 70, so before we come out of the atmosphere, we'll go ahead and speed up time. We have 50 left, 50 or 60 left. It's out to 190. Out at 150 is like where I like to put nice big satellites and space stations and stuff. Oh, yeah, we're still in the atmosphere. Coming up to 60. Still using the ablative heat shield. It just seems like it's using an awful lot. But we'll come into land next time around, I'm confident. Yeah, we're down to 43 there. There's the music. We'll go all the way around. We'll stop for just a minute, take that off, and then we'll go all the way around. 248 battery. Crossing our apoapsis, we are now falling towards Kerbin's surface. And right there is Space Center. Okay, let's turn on, hold retrograde. Where was it? Down there, I think. Somewhere down there. Coming over the planet. We're at 65. We are going to land this time. So. Physics work. We're down to 2,300 meters per second. 42 on the ablative heat shield. Down into 56. There we go with the heat. 2,300 meters per second. Here's our periapsis dropping into the ground. We're going to probably the ocean right over here, I think. Right there's Kerbal Space Center. $20,000 on the periapsis, 17. Blade of heat shield. That's unreal if we've used all of that ablative heat shield. No, that does make sense because we're using it several times. If we'd have just used it one hard time to come in, or maybe two hard times to come in, we would have been well below the atmosphere, the heavy atmosphere, thick atmosphere. We are landing this time, so. $17 on the ablative heat shield. Jebediah loving it. $12 on the ablative heat shield. 2,000 meters per second. Close to 4,000 miles an hour. We're down to 7 on the ablative heat shield. Crossing 1,700 meters per second. 30,000 meters. 3 on the ablative heat shield. 2 on the ablative heat shield. 1 on the ablative heat shield. The ablative heat shield is slowing down. We're at 1,000 meters per second, 22,000 meters above the surface. Getting into some thicker atmosphere here, we're slowing down. So we are just a quarter of the way around the planet there, looks like. I don't know if we're going to be above ground or above water, so I'm going to wait till we get about 5,000. We can pop the chute at any time. I just don't want to hit a big mountain that's 10,000 meters in the in the air. Coming through that last cloud layer. 5,000 meters. 4,000. Let's go ahead and pop the chute. There's Jeb. Blade of heat shield stopped at 46. 0.46. There is the moon. Yeah, I don't know where we are, but I think we are over water because I can't really see any land. We're 200 meters above, coming down at 5.556. No monopropellant, good electric charge. $100 meters, ready for splashdown. Or touchdown. There we go. Oh, can you take a surface sample? Okay, we'll grab that too. Go ahead and board. And let's recover all of this science. This is all the science we did not radio back to Kerbin. So a nice little slow re-entry for Jebediah. We brought back 119. We now have 314. Very good. We brought back $3,000 worth of parts. Jebediah has gained experience, 6 experience points gained. And we will get in here, we will start picking some stuff. So anyway, hope you stick around and hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.